Okay, once again, let's look at this stuff. What is this? Loose connective tissue. Okay. In this case, it's loose, irregular. Why is it irregular? Fibers are going all over every which direction. Okay, now this slide, quite frankly, isn't great. It's okay. Okay, but notice that the thick fibers that run through there, the thick ones are collagen fibers. The thin ones are elastic fibers. Thick ones are strong, don't break easily. Thin ones are weak and break easily. These nuclei are the nuclei of which cells? Fibroblasts. Okay. Now, remember, every slide that I have is an organ slide. It's not a tissue slide. Name that cell. Cell type. Squamous. Cell arrangement. Simple. In this, what is this structure running through here?
Blood vessel?
Yeah, more specifically, it's a capillary. In this capillary, what's another term for simple squamous? Endothelium. What are these? Red blood cells. Okay. Where do you find loose irregular connective tissue? In other terms, areolar. Where do you find it at? Hypodermis or fascia around muscles. Okay. Not going to spend a lot of time on this guy. We've already talked about it. Okay, what's that? It always looks like that. Name that cell. Adipocyte. The nuclei are where? Push clear out of the way. Cell vacuole, the fat vacuole makes up the entire cell. And there's lots and lots of blood vessels with adipose. Okay, what's this say? Okay. And the organ? Okay. Now we're going to look at this. Remember, every slide I have is what? Is an organ slide. Okay. What's this along here? Basement membrane. 3 words that describe that epithelium. Easy now, easy now, easy now. Look at it closely. 3 words that describe it. Non-keratinized stratified squamous. They lied to you. They mislabeled it. Thank you very much. Much like your text makes mistakes. So 3 words that name that epithelium. Non-keratinized stratified squamous. Okay? And actually this is the esophagus. So what's this up here? Lumen. Down here is what we're looking at. What's this? Dense, irregular, fibrous tissue. Okay, now Jessica, you cannot see individual fibers there. Right? But what's the esophagus going to do? Back to, we're talking about this meat thing and chewing and all that. When you take a big bite of meat and swallow it and it's too big, what happens? It rips all the way down, but what do you want the esophagus to do? Expand, but not but not break. That's the function of the collagen fibers. You want it to stretch, but you don't want it to break. That's collagen. But you want it to stretch, that's the elastic fibers. Once it's stretched, you'd like very much if it went back. Okay, so dense regular. What's the predominant cell type there? Fibroblasts. Yeah. Fibroblasts are doing what? Secreting collagen and elastin. Always pretty easy. Remember, once again, there's no such thing as what? Loose regular. So if you see all the fibers are what? Parallel to one another. It's regular and it has to be dense regular. Okay? What's the non-living matrix? The non-living matrix. Collagen only. What are those cells? Fibroblasts. Give me an example of where you find dense regular fibrous tissue. A specific example. Achilles tendon. ACL. PCL. Right? Biceps tendon. Okay, easy to tell. Fibers are always parallel. Okay, now I'm going to, normally I don't do this. Okay, if I click on those labels, notice, okay, what was this? Hyaline cartilage, examples, trachea. Notice that the lacuna are the openings. Within inside the lacuna, you find the chondrocytes. Now, when it says matrix over here, what's the matrix? Chondroid. Chondroid. Okay. So if we go up on high power, okay, the openings are what? Once again, the lacuna. The cells within are the chondrocytes, and surrounding it is the chondroid. Okay. Now remember that hyaline, cartilage, the term hyaline means clear. Okay. Did you see what this was? Fibrocartilage. The organ was a intervertebral disc. Okay, now notice that this structure here and that structure there and that there is a lacuna. Inside you find a chondrocyte. Notice that these pink things that wave through there are collagen. Okay. The function of fibrocartilage is strength. This was an example, intervertebral discs. What were the other two? Pubis symphysis and meniscus of the knee. Two types of living cells. Two types of living cells. Chondrocytes and fibroblasts. Two types of non-living matrix. Okay. Not elastin. collagen and chondroitin. Okay. Okay, what's this? Elastic cartilage. Okay, what organ? Did you see what it was? The organ was the epiglottis. What's your epiglottis do? What's your epiglottis do? That's that little flap back there that keeps you from using your lungs as a stomach. When you swallow, it closes over the trachea, and hopefully food goes down into your stomach. Okay? What's the opening to the trachea called? This isn't rocket surgery. If this is the epiglottis, it must come over the glottis, which is the opening to the trachea. Now notice, okay, up here, the round openings are lacuna. Cells inside are chondrocytes. Almost always elastic fibers stain black, or at least very dark. Okay, so that's what all those black fibers are. Okay, what's the function of elastic cartilage?
Flexibility.
Okay. We find it in the epiglottis. Where else do you find elastic cartilage? Ears. Two types of non-living matrix. Elastin and chondroitin. Two types of living cells. Fibroblasts and chondrocytes. Okay. What's this?
Bone. Osteo.
What is it? What's the organ?
Bone.
Bone. What kind of bone? Dense or compact. This structure here is a Haversian system or an osteon. Now remember that bone is a very, very, very dynamic tissue. A lot of people think it's very static, it stays the same. It's constantly being built up and tore down. If you look, okay, here's an osteon. Notice these guys over here are done, being broken down. There's a new Haversian system that's being built up. Okay, so you got what? Osteoclast tearing this down, osteoblast doing this. Okay, so what's this right down the middle? Haversian canal. Okay, what's the function of the Haversian central osteonic canal?
Blood vessels.
Carries the blood vessels. You can see the lamella, the concentric rings. These black dots here are lacuna. Within inside the lacuna you find osteocytes. All these little canals that radiate out are canal-aculi. Now remember that the Haversian system, I said it's what? It's microscopic. There's literally hundreds of thousands of these in bone. Okay? What organ?
Blood vessel.
Artery. Okay. What's this?
Lumen.
Lumen. Cell type? Squamous. Cell arrangement?
Simple.
What's the function of simple squamous in that organ? Protection. This is the arterial wall. What are these black fibers that are in there?
Elastic.
Elastic fibers. What are the pink ones?
Collagen.
Collagen. Because what do you want to happen in arteries? Or your
Stretch.
aorta? If you take your pulse down here, you feel a pulse because it's doing what? If you work as a CNA and you go out to the nursing home with all the little old ladies, it isn't doing this. Because it's that aging thing. What happens to elastic?
Disappears.
Yeah, you lose it. Okay? And so it does what? You're pumping blood through there, but there's no longer any of this. It's not going to break, but you've lost the elasticity. Okay? In any artery, you've got the collagen there because you don't want it to break. Your cardiovascular system is a closed system. That's good. We want to keep it like that because when it opens, bad things happen. Courtney? Caitlin? What are we looking at?
Columnar square cells.
What type of cell is that?
It's a pseudostratified.
Cell type.
Columnar.
Cell arrangement.
Simple.
Simple. If you're confused, it's labeled up here. Okay. All right. All the cells are in a straight line. Now, this whole thing here is a villus. It's just a photograph of one that's right in the middle. So this finger-like thing comes out like this. All right. It's multicellular because it's made up of
Cells.
numerous cells. What are these cells? Goblet cells. This little edge that's right up there are microvilli. Okay? Now, if you're confused by that, notice that if I click on that, the blue shows you where the microvilli are. They're all the way over there. What do they do? Increase.
Surface area.
What does the villus do?
Increases surface area.
Surface area. What's the function of simple cuboidal? Simple
Absorption.
columnar? Absorption. That's what actually absorbs the nutrients.
Comes up more.
Now, what's the difference between cilia and microvilli?
Cilia are longer and then
Cilia are a lot longer. and they actually move stuff. In this case, this is pseudostratified columnar, and they do what? Move mucus across the surface. Whereas microvilli just do what? Increase
Surface area.
loose or dense?
Loose.
Loose. Regular, irregular?
Regular.
Irregular. The thick guys? Collagen. Thin ones?
Estrogen.
Okay. Predominant cell type? Fibroblasts. This is one that I haven't shown you, but if we look at this fiber right here, the best one's this one that's right down right there. What are all of those doing?
Branching.
Branching. Every one of them split, so this is a reticular fiber. Where do you find reticular fibers?
Kidney?
Spleen,
Liver? Spleen?
Liver.
Lymph nodes?
lymph organs,
Bone marrow?
lymph nodes, things like that. Loose or dense?
Dense.
Regular, irregular?
Regular.
Regular. Those purple dots are
Fibroblasts.
fibroblasts. Non-living matrix?
Collagen.
Easy now.
Chondroitin?
Collagen, as in cartilage. Okay, that's what dense regular. So the non-living matrix is collagen. And dense regular, remember, there's no elastin there. It's entirely collagen.
Okay.
Loose or dense?
Dense.
Regular, irregular?
Irregular.
Irregular. Give me an example where that's from. All that says. Where do you find it?
Dermis?
Dermis of the skin. Okay. What's the predominant cell type there? Fibroblasts. Okay. Goes in all different directions because it does what? Gives strength in all different directions. What was this? Hyaline cartilage. The openings are lacuna. The individual cells inside are chondrocytes. Non-living matrix. Chondroitin. There's that purple thing there, that purple thing there, that purple thing there. The perichondria. That's the membrane that surrounds the cartilage. Round structure, lacuna. Inside you find the chondrocyte. All of those fibers are what? Collagen, so this is fibrocartilage. Okay, what's the function of fibrocartilage?
Stretch. Flexibility.
Strength. Okay. Give me an example of where you find that. Meniscus of the knee, pubis symphysis, intervertebral discs. This is an example. This is just like the one we looked at, okay? Before, this is elastic cartilage. The openings are lacuna, chondrocytes. The black are elastic fibers. Give me an example of where you find elastic cartilage. Ears,
Nose.
nose, tip of the nose. Okay, then that. What's its function?
Flexibility.
Flexibility. Two types of living cells there. Chondrocytes and fibroblasts. Two types of non-living matrix. Elastin and chondroid. What type of bone?
Dense.
Dense. Non-living matrix. Calcium salts, a little bit of collagen, but there's calcium salts there. Notice once again we said what? That all of those osteons, aversion canals, they're microscopic and they're all over the place. We went through central canals, lamella, lacuna. Remember, lacuna are found in what? Both cartilage and bone. Just differs in which cell you find there. In cartilage or chondrocytes, and bones are osteocytes. And then you've got all those little canaliculi that connect all those. Okay? On Thursday, we'll review this a little bit. I've got some other new things we need to do, but we'll review this a little bit. In lab, we're doing connective tissues and epithelial tissues. Jessica, would you hit those lights again, please? Thank you.